You stand at the edge of a vast plain. 40,000 iron-shod feet shake the earth in perfect, terrifying unison. You feel the weight of your lorica segmentata. Each iron plate presses upon your shoulders like the hand of destiny. The iron tang of blood hangs in morning air. Your pilum rests cold and perfectly balanced in your grip. Around you, 8,000 men breathe as one organism. This is not an army. This is a living machine of conquest. You hear the cornicen sound the signal. Your century moves without hesitation, trained muscle memory overriding every desperate instinct to flee. The man beside you has marched 40 kilometers today. He is your shield brother, your survival, forged through iron discipline. Your sandals crunch over volcanic stone roads stretching from Rome to the world's edge. You carry the empire with every step. The Aquila standard rises before you. Every soldier straightens instinctively. This golden eagle means more than life to every man. You have drilled this formation 1,000 times. Every step, shield angle, and javelin throw is burned into your sinew. Enemy lines emerge through the morning mist, screaming war cries. You feel no fear, only cold, methodical, devastating readiness. Your centurion's vine staff taps your shoulder. One command. 60 men become a single armored wall of iron moving as one. Shields lock together with a crash echoing across the valley. You are no longer a man. You are Rome itself. Javelins arc overhead like a dark and terrible storm. You crouch behind your scutum, then surge forward through the chaos. In this moment, you understand why Rome conquered the known world. It was never strength alone. It was this relentless discipline. This is the symphony of conquest. You are one note in a score echoing across 23 centuries of human history. The Roman legion was history's most sophisticated military organization, a verdict affirmed by scholars at Oxford University and the British Museum. Its power was born not of instinct, but of centuries of reform, adaptation, and ruthless institutional learning forged through defeat. The earliest Roman army mirrored Greek hoplite tactics, a rigid phalanx dependent on flat terrain and wealthy citizen soldiers in bronze. The catastrophic defeat at the Allia in 390 BC exposed every vulnerability. Gallic warriors shattered Rome's rigid, inflexible phalanx completely. Rome did not collapse in defeat. It studied it carefully. This capacity for adaptation became the empire's most lethal weapon. The manipular system emerged in the 4th century BC, organizing infantry into flexible units called maniples, with real tactical independence. 3 lines defined the manipular legion: the hastati in front, the principes behind them, and the veteran triarii as final reserve. This triplex aces formation gave Roman commanders unprecedented battlefield flexibility, allowing rotation of exhausted units and commitment of fresh troops decisively. Polybius, the Greek historian who witnessed Roman power firsthand, described the legion's adaptability as the singular key to Rome's Mediterranean dominance. The revolutionary transformation came under Gaius Marius in 107 BC, forging Rome's army from a citizen militia into professional soldiers. Marius abolished property requirements for military service, opening legions to the landless poor, and forging soldiers loyal to their commanders personally. Marius standardized equipment across all legions: the pilum, the scutum shield, and the deadly gladius short sword, a lethal unified toolkit. Each legionary carried his own equipment and supplies, earning the nickname Marius's Mules. Self-sufficiency became a cardinal Roman military virtue. The cohort replaced the maniple as the primary tactical unit. 10 cohorts formed a full legion of 5,000 men. Sapienza University of Rome confirms this reorganization dramatically increased command efficiency and reduced the chaos of inter-unit coordination during battle. The centurion was the backbone of Roman command, a professional leading 80 men with iron discipline and hard-won battlefield experience. Unlike aristocratic Greek officers, the Roman centurion rose through pure merit. The soldier's cursus honorum rewarded only proven battlefield competence. Archaeological evidence from Vindolanda in northern Britain reveals the extraordinary administrative rigor governing every detail of daily Roman military life. Soldiers were paid, fed, equipped, and medically treated through a logistical system far beyond anything their contemporaries could conceive or replicate. Historian Adrian Goldsworthy at Cardiff University documented how Roman logistical superiority enabled simultaneous campaigns across deserts, forests, and mountain ranges. Supply chains stretched thousands of miles. Granaries, armories, and hospitals called valetudinaria were standard features of every permanent Roman military installation. The Pax Romana, spanning 27 BC to 180 AD, was underwritten entirely by the credible, ever-present threat of overwhelming legionary force. It was peace enforced by 80 legions stationed across 30,000 miles of frontier, from Hadrian's Wall to the Euphrates River. Rome's 75,000 miles of roads were fundamentally military infrastructure, enabling rapid deployment of forces to any threatened border or frontier. Augustus reformed the legions after Teutoburg Forest in 9 AD, where Germanic warriors annihilated 3 complete Roman legions in a devastating ambush. Augustus capped his army at 28 legions, balancing military power against the political danger of soldiers loyal to individual commanders. The 4th century writer Vegetius codified Roman military doctrine in his Epitome Rei Militaris, elevating constant drilling above every other military virtue. Vegetius declared, "Let him who desires peace prepare for war." This principle permeated every layer of Roman military culture and identity. British museum scholars emphasize that Rome's military dominance was a product of institutional knowledge carefully accumulated and refined over many centuries. The legion was not merely a fighting force, it was civilization in miniature, building, governing, and defending the empire it created. Picture the Roman legion as a self-repairing machine. When one part fails, another clicks into place without ever losing lethal coherence. The most iconic Roman tactic was the testudo, or tortoise formation, a marvel of coordinated human engineering executed under fire. Legionaries locked shields overhead and on all sides, creating an impenetrable shell of iron and wood capable of deflecting any projectile. Under testudo, a century advanced through hailstorms of arrows. Ancient sources record enemies stunned into paralysis by its absolute resilience. Caesar documented the testudo's effectiveness during his Gallic campaigns, noting it allowed his engineers to work safely beneath fortified walls. The cuneus, or wedge formation, served the opposite purpose. Concentrated aggression driving like a lethal spear point into enemy lines. The cuneus focused maximum force at a single point, fracturing enemy cohesion before spreading outward like a crack through brittle stone. Roman cavalry on the wings executed devastating pincer movements, transforming frontline victories into complete encirclements and the total annihilation of enemies. The Battle of Cannae in 216 BC, Rome's greatest defeat, became history's most studied tactical textbook for military commanders worldwide. Hannibal's double envelopment destroyed 80,000 Romans. Rome's response was not despair but cold, systematic tactical revision and complete reinvention. Scipio Africanus reversed Hannibal's genius at Zama in 202 BC, using Roman discipline to ultimately crush Carthage's feared war elephants. At Zama, Scipio created gaps in his lines to channel charging elephants through safely, revealing Rome's genius for real-time improvisation. Think of the Roman battle line as a symphony orchestra. Each century is an instrument section, the legate its supreme conductor. The cornu and tuba, great military horns, were the conductor's baton, transmitting vital orders through the deafening chaos of combat. At Alesia, in 52 BC, Caesar's engineers built 37 kilometers of circumvallation walls while facing attacks on 2 simultaneous fronts. Documented in Caesar's Commentari de Bello Gallico, this confined 100,000 warriors while holding 250,000 at bay. The castra, or marching camp, was the legion's mobile fortress, built every evening to a standardized plan in under 4 hours. Experimental archaeology at the Lunt Fort in Warwickshire confirms trained legionaries could erect a full marching camp with remarkable speed. Roman roads were the empire's nervous system, carrying information, reinforcements, and vital supplies at speeds unmatched anywhere in the ancient world. The Via Appia, Via Egnatia, and Via Flaminia were arterial routes. Along them, the empire's military heartbeat reached every distant province. Roman siege engineering was formidable. The ballista launched bolts with deadly accuracy. The onager hurled boulders that shattered walls and morale. At Masada in 73 AD, Roman engineers constructed an earthen assault ramp 900 meters long to reach a clifftop fortress. This undertaking by the ex-legion Fretensis proved Roman engineering was as psychologically devastating as it was physically overwhelming to any opponent. Rome pioneered psychological warfare. The disciplined display of full legions in perfect formation was itself a weapon of terrifying, paralyzing effectiveness. Josephus, Jewish historian and former enemy commander, wrote that watching a Roman legion prepare for battle broke the spirit of all opponents. Rome's signaling system, smoke signals, mirrors, mounted couriers, created a communication network functioning like an ancient precursor to military radio. Excavations at Caerleon in Wales revealed Roman surgical instruments of startling sophistication, evidence of a military medical system of remarkable complexity. Think of the legions as Rome's immune system, dispersed across the empire's vast body, responding instantly to any emerging threat. The Limes frontier system, fortified lines from the Rhine to the Euphrates, was both military barrier and declaration of imperial will. Every stone fort, every paved road mile, every standardized blade declared across the centuries. Rome does not merely fight, Rome endures. You stand again at that ancient plain. This time you see it differently. You understand what true discipline actually builds. Rome did not conquer through strength alone. It conquered by subordinating the individual self willingly to a far greater shared purpose. This is the legion's first lesson. Collective discipline creates power that no individual brilliance, however extraordinary, can ever hope to replicate. The centurion who rose through merit teaches this. Virtus, Roman virtue, was never inherited. It was earned through endurance and building. The second lesson, Rome learned from every defeat. Cannae did not destroy Rome. It became the seed of future tactical mastery. Every failure in your life carries the same ancient invitation, not to surrender, but to study the ground and advance. The testudo was not cowardice. It was disciplined patience, knowing precisely when to absorb punishment before delivering a decisive blow. How often do you break formation under pressure? How often does panic scatter your discipline when adversity falls around you? Romans built their castra every single night, regardless of exhaustion. Daily routine was not weakness. It was the architecture of resilience. Marcus Aurelius, soldier, emperor, and stoic, wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." The Roman road never detoured around mountains. It drove through, over, and beyond them. This is how Rome thought about every obstacle. You carry within yourself the same capacity for order, for discipline, for building something that outlasts the chaos of the present moment. 2,000 years on, our laws, our roads, our civic institutions still carry the unmistakable cadence of those iron-shod Roman feet. The symphony of conquest was never solely about war. It was about building something so disciplined, it outlasted every boundary of time. The legions are long gone. Their lesson endures. Act with precision, with purpose, with discipline, and you leave something eternal behind.